Have you ever felt like you're living two completely different lives in the same body? One version of you is sharp, confident, and unstoppable, and the other can't even get out of bed. And the scariest part, you don't know which one is actually you. This isn't just mood swings, it's identity confusion. Why? Because it feels like two personalities, two lives. Think of it like one personality is Superman, the other one is Snorlax. So one is always ready for the next challenge. One thinks or is the king of the world, mostly thinks that they're the king of the world. And the other one can't even get out of bed, doesn't know what to do with their lives, doesn't know what to do for the day, and wants to just sleep a lot. Why does this matter? Because it kills all form of consistency. What do I mean by this? For example, if I like games, so if you like games, and if you have this, you buy as many games as you can because they're interesting or you fancy them or whatever the case may be. But for example, you have like 120 games and you have not finished more than, let's say, 15 or 17 games from start to finish, because you just keep jumping from one to the other to the next and so on and so forth, because you don't know what's going on. And in terms of jobs, in terms of your career, you don't stay at one single job for over 6 months. Sometimes you stay in a job for 1 month, sometimes 3 months. Sometimes if someone says something that rubs you the wrong way, you might just leave instantly. You might just fucking quit. So it makes you question everything. Every single thing in your life, you start questioning. You start thinking, man, was I always this hyperactive? Was I always this lethargic? Was I always this indecisive? Was I always this fickle-minded? You think many things, you keep questioning a lot of things, and it just keeps going like a domino. Let's dive into this two lives feeling. You have two states, a high state and a low state. When you experience your high state, you have so much energy, you're so confident, and you have so many goddamn ideas. However, when you experience your low state, everything feels so heavy. You feel numb and everything moves really slow. It feels like you're constantly flipping identities. And you are left with this internal question: which version is the real me? Your identity becomes state dependent. You don't just feel different, you think differently too. And your decisions, they don't carry over between states. Dude, what feels true today feels totally different tomorrow. And you stop trusting your own goddamn mind. And this shit creates hesitation and fucking overthinking. Confidence gets destroyed. You question your personality. Like, am I actually confident? And you feel fake in both states. You hold back because you're scared to act, man. And you shrink yourself to feel fucking safe. And this shit leads to inconsistency and self-doubt loops. Oh, believe me, the self-doubt over here, it's so fucking annoying. It cripples you. What I'm about to tell you is a true story that happened to me during my full-blown manic phase in 2022. So I was really confused because I was not sleeping. I was sleeping about 20 or 30 minutes a night. And this carried on for about a month. So I was actually kind of scared what would happen to me if this kept going on. And I was unaware of my disorder back then, about the bipolar disorder. And things kept happening. I was talking really, really fast. I don't even remember like 10% of the things I said back then. Because one day for me, one day which was 24 hours, if you and I sat together for 24 hours and I was experiencing my high state, the manic phase, the full-blown manic phase, you would go through the 24 hours like a normal person. But for me, my 24 hours went so goddamn fast. That's why I felt the need to speak really fast, because I felt that I had no time to say what I wanted to say. And I felt that you wouldn't listen, or the people who I was talking to wouldn't listen. Or I felt that people were coming to get me, and I had to share what I had to share immediately. So if I were to think about how fast my mind was racing, my psychologist says these are called racing thoughts, or a flight of ideas. The right word is a flight of ideas. Like I said, so many goddamn ideas. So whatever had all the ideas that came into my head, every single idea, I would just speak it out. And everyone around me would say, Brian, you talk too much. Dude, you talk too much. Man, you're talking too much. I cannot understand. It's annoying. I'm getting a headache. And I didn't really understand, because I was talking to share things. But these people were not understanding what I wanted to say. Now, if I have to say how long it was in my head, like I told you, for you it was 24 hours. So that's one day. But I spent physically one day with you. And in my mind, in my head, a week had already passed. So that's why I feel that I was speaking really fast. I had a flight of ideas. And I just kept rambling on and on and on. And I couldn't relate to what I said an hour ago, because that hour was 7, 8, maybe 10 hours ago in my head. And I don't know why, it was really confusing. I was really scared because I wasn't sleeping. So because I wasn't sleeping, I was really scared, because I was like, I used to be a fitness and nutrition coach back in that time, and I know how bad it is if you miss sleep. So I felt that something was really wrong, but I was totally unaware that I have bipolar disorder. And I didn't have the depressive state, the low state back then. It was a full-blown manic phase. It was a substance-induced manic phase. But at the time, I thought I was normal. I thought that was my personality. I thought, wow, I'm really this confident. I thought I can be the king of the world. And I shit you not, I really believed that I had figured out the answer to world peace. This was in 2022. And in 2026 now, there are wars going on. And I thought that I figured out the answer to world peace back in 2022. That's how crazy it was. And the crazier part, I knew all of this was going on, but I could not control it. I was aware of everything I was saying, doing, not doing, like sleeping, but I could not control it. I was walking around 25,000 steps every single day. And it seems like nothing, but on a normal day, I would walk 3 to 5,000, maybe 7,000 steps. So 25,000 steps every single day, sleeping 20 minutes, maximum 30 minutes a night, excessive talk, like what my psychologist said, speaking really fast, and a flight of ideas, so many ideas, and whatever came to my mind, every single idea, I said it. I didn't care how far-fetched it was. I didn't care how unbelievable it sounded, but because of my enthusiasm and because of my over-the-top confidence at that time, everybody I spoke to believed in me, and they also thought that, oh man, this guy actually found the answer to world peace. And at that moment, it kind of felt good, but it also felt bad. I don't even know, because I'm so confused right now when I think about it, because it hurts to recount all the thoughts, because I'm speaking really slow. If you think this is fast, multiply this into 7, maybe 9 times, and that's how fast I was speaking. I was speaking so goddamn fast. Kind of like how Eminem raps, but speaking whole sentences that fast. That's how crazy it was. Why this feels so scary? Humans need stable identity. Bipolar removes that fucking anchor. You feel unpredictable, unreliable, and the crazy part, you always have a fear of relapse. Well, at least for me, the fear of relapse was there for the first year out of rehab, and after the first year of rehab, I lost the fear, but I was still aware, because I have something called emotional insight, according to my psychologist, my clinical psychologist. So the fear of relapse is really real. I still know that I can get a relapse anytime if I don't manage my sleep, or if I do any kind of substances, or if there's something really stressful going on in my life. So that's one of the reasons why people stop trusting themselves altogether. They stop it entirely. The truth most people miss: you're not two different people. You're one person with unstable states. We can call it this as well. And what's your mistake? Your mistake is that you're identifying with your mood or your moods or your mood swings. You shouldn't identify with them. What's the real issue? It's that there is no fucking stable system underneath all this chaos. And your identity should be built, not felt. Here's a shift. You are not broken. You're just unstable right now. And your mood is not your identity. And the goal isn't to feel like one person. It's to be able to operate and function normally no matter what state you're in. It's to be able to build a version of yourself that can handle that and operate at that level. That's what you should do. You're not two different people. You just haven't built a stable one yet. And once you do, you stop reacting to your mind and start leading it.